Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Today I am going to do a live scrap. So I'm going to do quite a few photos today, so I'm not sure how long this video will be, so pause the video, go get yourself a cup of coffee or a cup of tea or whatever, get yourself something to eat, and then we can get going with this. So what I am scrapbooking here today, I actually pulled the album out, is Etienne's year 2 photos. So this is his school album. It's a Heidi Swapp Project Life album, and these are the albums I use. I always buy these, not necessarily the black and white ones, but any Project Life albums I absolutely love. These are the ones I prefer. They all have the same hardware and they all have these little binder little labels on the binders, on the spines. So this is what I prefer to buy. So anyway, this is his, I'm not sure if this is going to be his scrapbook school album forever. I might get a blue one or something more childlike, but for now this is it. Okay, so what I have done already, and you can see this one, I've got a process video for this one. I'll link you down below to it. So I've already done this one. Now the paper comes from one of the Echo Park back to school lines, I think, and all of these embellishments I just bought the Fancy Pants Take Note little ephemera pack, and these are some of the little ephemera bits. The little triangle enamel dots are from We Are Memory Keepers. This little spectacles glass thing, it's a little sticker, enamel sticker thing that I don't know where I got it from. It's a no-name brand, so I can't help you there. But these are the little thickers from the Pick Me Up collection, from Paige Evans Pick Me Up collection. I bought 5 of those packs, so I've got a lot of the blue and a lot of the white, and it really helps that I bought so many. Now I can sort of label everything nicely with the numbers and everything. So I'm not necessarily going to go on with this color scheme. I just wanted to show you what I started off with. So I am going to scrap these photos. Now there's quite a lot of photos in here. I plan on not necessarily scrapping each one in its own page, because there's too many of them, and if I scrap all of these in their own pages for every year, we'll have a million albums. So I usually scrap a couple of these photos, especially with these school layouts. I scrap a couple of them on each page. So let me get going. I have this drawer that's full of school goodies, and here you can see right at the top are my thickers from Pick Me Up. I love the blue. The blue works perfectly for all their school layouts. I've got loads of these goodies. Some Echo Park back to school, Doodlebug, Project Life cards, Echo Park back to school, and then I have some lovely papers also. I've got a whole haul video that I shared with you guys. I'll link to that as well. I think actually that page, the background page of the layout that I just showed you, came from this collection. It's the Simple Stories School Rocks, and perhaps maybe I'll use this collection to, because it goes along with that first page. I think I'll use, there's a lot of black and the tones are a bit muted. There's lots of orange as well in this, and I like the little cut apart sheet here with the specs. Okay, so let me get going. Let's open this up and see which page I'm going to use first. This is really nice. I'm not going to be cutting this up because I could use this as a Project Life or pocket page scrapping. This one as well. That's very cute. This is very nice as well with the plaid. However, I am looking for a piece of paper like this, but now I've already cut something out of here, so I'm going to have to maybe, I've got 2 sticker sheets because I didn't buy the ephemera packs. I also bought 2 of these so that I can cut out these little bits as ephemera. So I think I'm going to start with a white piece of paper, or what I also have that can work with this collection. I've got these plain papers, and they've got sort of a focus. Hello. Oh. Cool. Oh, there you go. They've got sort of like a distressed look to it. So I think this paper, if you can just look at that, it goes really well. Now it doesn't look like it on the screen, but this is more of an orangey ochre type color than a red. It looks bright red on the screen, but it's not bright red at all. So I think I'm going to be using this as my background color instead of the white that I just pulled out. So this photo is a photo of their first day at school. I did scrap this photo for Andre's album by itself, on a page by itself. So I'm wondering if I should do it on a page by itself. Let's have a look. This little paper, this was Etienne's little photo on his cubby hole that the teacher kept. So I got this at the end of the year, so I'm going to be scrapping that as well with a little tag label on there. I think I'm going to start off with, so I've got some concert photos here where and then some photos where he won the Star of the Week, and then some sports day photos and some swimming gala photos. So as you can see, quite a lot of photos in here of that. Okay, so this is all of the first day. So I'm going to put them all on one layout. Now, I've said this before, I try to scrap the school photos more than just one photo per layout, because of the amount that there are. Now, each child probably has an average of about 20 to 30 photos of each year, and that's an album in itself. I mean, if I have four of them, you know, it gets a bit much. So I try to scrap as many photos, and it's a different style that I'm scrapping with when I scrap my kids' school photos. I thought I would do this live scrap to just show you guys my thought process and how I scrap these school photos, and because it's a totally different, it's totally different than how my style is, how I usually scrap. This is, oh come on, no, I didn't cut this properly. There you go. It's a bit skew, but I can live with it. Okay, so I have, okay, so these two are of them getting dressed in the morning. So Etienne was busy getting his shoes on, and they were sitting on the couch, and they have this little board, Andre going to year 1 and Etienne going to year 2. But they are different formats. I printed them out the full size on my selfie printer. So I think I might put these two on a page together, and I'm going to put these two on a page together. So I'll put Etienne on this side because he's looking into the center of the page, and then put Andre and Etienne in on the right hand side. Maybe something like that. Yes, I think that works nicely. So I am going to just pause the camera for a moment. I'm going to fussy cut some of these elements out so that I've got some ephemera to work with. As I said, I didn't buy the ephemera pack for the Simple Story School Rocks collection. I just bought the collection kits. I do have the stickers, but I would like to have some ephemera to work with as well. So I'm gonna pause and I'll see you again when I have cut out some of these bits. Hi, okay, so here I've got my little bits that I've chosen to cut out. I aligned them in a vertical sort of column, more to the left hand side of the page where my photos will be. And because it's sort of like a little bit darker look, this this collection, I pulled out these alphas. They're little wood veneer alphas, and there's like really bright pink and black, so I thought I would use the black. Now I've never used these before, so I've got loads of them, and I thought I could just, you know, put the alphabet in between these little bits that I've cut out. They're quite big. They're a bit bigger than the other bits that I've cut out, but you know, I'm really looking to use up all my things. Maybe I should A, B, C, D. Yeah, let's do it that way, because it's a bit too random, and it's almost like you want to start making letters or words with the if I put them too randomly, it's like you want to start to make words. Well, that's what I was starting to do. A, B, C. I don't know why I've never used these. They're quite nice, and they'll make for nice nice titles. So I don't know why. A, B, C, D, E, F. That's better. That looks sweet, doesn't it? It looks so cute. I love it. Okay, so it's almost like I need something more solid to sort of wrap around this column. So let me go look at the pattern papers. Maybe I can, like for instance this one I've already, oh, but it's got the, okay, wait, let's wait a bit with that one. This is cute. I can cut some of these strips out. Let's see if it works. If I don't want to mess up my little arrangement there. Which color would go best? I think probably the blues. So let's cut off some of this blue. Have you guys ever had to replace your blade on your Fiskus trimmer? Because I've had mine for years now and I still haven't had to replace my blade. Or maybe I'm just getting used to it being so blunt, and I think if I do replace it, I'm gonna be like, wow, it's amazing. See, just as I'm talking, it wouldn't cut. Just as I'm talking about it. This is the first time this has happened. There you go. Should I have two blue lines, or one dark and one light blue line. Let's do the dark blue line and then one light blue line. I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to sort of layer them so that they look, so that you can see this little dark blue peep out from behind. Like that, I think. I'm going to do it like that. Looks really nice. See how my style sort of changes completely when I'm doing my kids' school photos. It's, you know, I don't use as much white cardstock. I use more color, a lot more embellishing, a lot more random goodies. Now I have to think about the layering behind my photos. Do I want layering? As I said at the beginning of the video, I've got loads of these Project Life cards. Now I can just find them. Got this sticker I can behind. I don't know if I'm going to use that. Let's see, where's my, oh, here they are. Okay, so I like that star. So how about I layer this like that, with a star peeping out from the top of the photo there. Some of these cards I've actually fussy cut the little graphics out of, so I might just do that with some of these. But I've got loads of little things to use for this layout, so I like that. You can see the little star and the pencil. So this one's quite nice. Let's see if I can. It's the same blue, so that looks nice. I don't usually do a lot of layering behind my photos. I don't know why. Sometimes I do, and sometimes I just forget to do it, and then I remember, like, oh, there's no layers behind my photos. I know some scrapbookers put like 5, 6, like insane amounts of layers. I know Missy Wooden loves to do some layering behind her photos. She's always got a bunch of layers behind her photos, which is divine. I love her stuff. I think she was the first scrapbook YouTuber I subscribed to back in the day. I think when I subscribed she still had like 4,000 subscribers. Now she's got over 10,000, so that's now she's got over 10,000 subscribers. That looks cute. It's a bit busy. Okay, let's see if I put all my goodies on. My husband's sitting next to me working, so that's the other chair you're hearing being pulled out and all that. I love that. That looks so nice. I love this. You'll probably have a better idea of what's going on this page in the stills at the end of the video. So wait until we get to the end of the video and then you can see the stills. But this looks really sweet. I just have to, I don't know, the spacing of this DEF, I just want to sort of just spice it up a bit, but I don't want to cover that. Maybe put the E up there. Don't want to cover the scissors. It looks cute. And yeah, it's school holidays obviously, so you're gonna hear my kids running around and walking around and talking, and so that's the commotion in the background. I think I'm going to start gluing everything down. So I'm going to glue everything down just as is. As soon as I've glued everything down, I will see you guys. I'm going to fast forward through this bit because this is going to be tedious. Okay, so I have now stuck down everything. I've chosen not to use this little apple because it's the same, well, you're not really seeing it on the paper, do you? And I don't want to stick it on the photo, so I'm just going to leave that apple there. Oops, I didn't stick down that one. I'll stick it down now. I stuck down the embellishments that I cut out on some foam dots. I don't know, there you can see on some foam squares. So there's a lot of dimension in this layout. I've also stuck down the two photos with some foam squares. So there's some dimension there as well. I pulled out some of these little heart stickers and I thought I could use some of them just haphazardly around the layout. Now obviously I'm just choosing the colors that are going to sort of look the best. Orange, I think, is orange and blue, I think will be the go-to colors for this, especially the dark blue, not this other light blue that's on the paper. Okay, so I've got some and a little bit red heart on that. Maybe I should put another little red heart over there. Okay, let's see if I have anything else I could put on there. I've got some of these large enamel dots. I can put an enamel dot somewhere. Maybe. Oh, there's no. This is quite busy, hey? This is quite a busy layout, but you know what, it's totally different than my other layouts, and it would have had a completely different look if this was all on white cardstock. It would have totally have a different look. But you know what, I think I'm gonna call this layout done. But just before I do that, let me do what I always do and just do some doodly lines around the photos. Now my Sharpies are almost dry, so I need to get some more Sharpies, or just like a felt tip that, you know, that you can write on photos with it. It's not going to smudge anywhere. That's what I'm going for. Let's do this. You can see the Sharpie on the paper. You can see it's starting to dry out. I'm going to write the date. I just have to find the date. I'm going to put the date over there. One thing I always do with my layouts, I put the date on the bottom right hand corner of my layouts, and because all of my layouts have their dates in this corner, it's almost like when you look through an album you immediately know where to find the date. You're not going to go looking for the date, or so I am just quickly going to find this date. It's okay, so this is the 4th of September 2014. So let's do it with the blue. I think the blue is going to work well. I think I'm going to write out this title and not, you know, I think I'm gonna write it out. I said at the beginning of the video, I bought like 5 of these packs because I loved them so much and they are so versatile. So that's why I can do this. So if you do this, just make sure that your little letters are not skew as I'm doing it now. Okay, 2014. I can't believe that this is already 5 years ago. This is insane. It is insane. I don't think September's gonna fit in there. If I write out September, I don't think it's gonna fit. So I'm just gonna write 4th of the 9th. I think I'm just gonna do that. And to put the little dashes in between the numbers, I'm going to use an I, because there's loads of I's in here. So I'm just gonna put a little dash of the 9th. Take another little I, make a dash, and a number 4. Oh, this is very skewed. I think I'm getting confused because this squiggly line I drew at the bottom with my Sharpie is truly very squiggly, and it's confusing my line of how I'm lining these things up. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave it there. This is going to be it for this excuse me, for this one. So perhaps I should do this a double page layout. What do you think? I think it'll work nicely with a double page if I do these on the other side of the, if I do these on the other side. So let me have a look in my papers. Okay, so this is the one side thing. Let me have a look in my papers for the other. So as you can see, I've got the same color, well, the same type of blue that the orange is in. So this is the orange red paper and this is the blue, and you can see the distressed marks on it. So I am going to use this one to document. Look how perfect this goes with the blue of these shirts. Oh, that looks so nice. Okay, so because I'm using the blue in this instance, I am going to use the red rulers to sort of cordon off the area that I'm going to embellish. That's going to look so nice. Red and yellow. I can do the yellow as well. So this scrapping that I'm doing with the kids' school albums, I mean, I am pulling stuff out of the bag from like 15 years ago. So this is, I do have some newer stuff that some newer stuff that I did buy from scrapbook.com, as I said. But some of the stuff is ancient. For example, this piece of paper, it is old. So let's do that. and then have the red one on this side. Okay, but it's got now this little line. Didn't cut it properly. I think I'm actually going to have to start replacing my little blade on my Fiskars trimmer, because the edges of the paper that I am cutting, sometimes, not all the time, it depends what type of paper it is. If it's a, you know, like so I'm going to doing that. Now let's look at the layering behind the photo as well. So I want to do some layering. I think if I bring that in, this is cute, best friends. I'm going to use that. Let's cut this in half. I'm only going to be using the top bit over there, and then I'm going to stick this over there. I'm going to have to do some more fussy cutting of that page that I wrote about. That page that I talked about earlier, that I fussy cut those things. Sorry, I'm a bit distracted. I've just had a package arrive, and I think if I think it is what it is, I'm going to be very happy. I think it is my Echo Park kit subscription that's just arrived. So I might just have to pause this and do a kit reveal. Looks a bit, I don't know. Let's move this up. Look what's just arrived. It is my Echo Park kit. Yay! The box has been hacked to pieces by customs, but it's okay. Yay! Okay, so I am going to have to fussy cut some more of, where's this piece of paper? Some more of this paper. So as soon as I've fussy cut some more elements out, I will get back to you guys. Let me just go black. Okay, so here I have cut all my little goodies out. I'm going to be arranging them and placing them in a little bit. After I looked at this, I didn't like the placement of all these journaling cards behind the photos. They're too small. I needed something bigger. So what I did, I have this extra little piece of paper in my stash. It's little pencils on there. I don't know if you can see it. So on the other side is a nice little plaid. I just tore the paper in half and put one half over there, and I'm going to be putting the other half behind that so that it's a bit more cohesive. It felt a bit lost, all the bits together, and I'm going to put this little bit, just move all of that up on the side so that it says best friends that side. That looks a little better. Okay, so now I've got all these little bits that I can arrange, and I mustn't forget about my alphas. So what I was thinking, because the first page here, you have A, B, C, D, E, F, and then I'm just going to carry on G, you know, the rest. on this page. Where's H? I is also in here. J. K, where's K? They're all mixed up. There's quite a few of goodies in each. Okay, so K is not there. Where's K? Come to. Sure. Q, P, O, P, N. Oh, here it is. There's the L. This is right. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L. Fantastic. So that it's echoed onto this page as well. If you hear a little upset baby in the background, it's just Lucy. She's struggling to go to bed, and you might hear her. So just to let you know, we're not martyring a child. I really like how this buffalo plaid came together. It's also, I think it's also an Echo Park little book. It's a 6x6. I just can't find it at the moment. Oh, here it is. Oh, sorry, excuse me. It's My Mind's Eye 6x6 designer pad. School Days, it's called. So it's also sort of the same type of darker tones as what's in the collection I'm using now, the Echo Park I'm using now. So I really like this one. So I did pause the video and I went and I had a look at the wonderful Echo Park kit that I just received, and I did quickly do a reveal. I paused this video and I did a reveal, so you'll be seeing that soon. Maybe you already saw it. I will probably put it up sooner than I put this one up. Okay, so let's stick everything together. Let me just get my... See, this is not a problem. If you go one day and you come back the next day and you forget where you put everything. So this is the next day. I didn't have time to finish all of this yesterday afternoon. So it's amazing how all these different collections, I mean, this is, the background paper is No Name brand, and then I've got some Echo Park and Simple Stories, and the alphas, that's also No Name brand. I think I got them at Typo. I'm not sure. I don't know. Do you guys get Typo? We've got a little shop here called Typo, and I've got some Project Life cards, and they all fit together and all the colors fit together. It's amazing how so many different collections can all fit together nicely. So I'm really trying to put these together as randomly as possible, but there's only so much space in here, so bear with me. There's only so much space. So I don't know, it's probably obviously a lot different for you guys for summer, wherever you are, or if it's winter where you are. But in Dubai during summer there is like an exodus of people. I mean, all the moms and the kids go home to their country of origin for 8 or 9 weeks or however long the holiday is. And they stay there the whole summer, and then after the summer, like 2 or 3 days before the school starts, everybody comes back. But this is our second summer that we are staying here. But we're not going anywhere. So my poor kids, all their friends have, or most of their friends, have gone away for the summer, and all the neighbors' kids and all the neighbors have gone away. So my kids are literally stuck at home because it's too hot to walk outside. Seriously, like too hot to walk outside. I mean, your eyeballs burn when you go outside. So it's quite hot. So they are at home wreaking havoc in my house. I actually have like a little, we got like a little playhouse and a slide to put inside the house, so that they've got something to play with. We've also got one of those cocoon bags for Etienne, and those massive sensory cocoon bag things. And that really helps, because that gives them something to play with, and you know, boys need activity. So that helps a lot. But yeah, I'm sure I'm not the only person in the world with a playground thing in their house, right? There must be somebody else with a playground in their house, and a swing, and a, you know, I don't know, how do you guys, if I have any viewers from Canada, or people that live way up north in the Northern American states, how do you guys cope with the winter? Are you like in the house the whole time? Because in my sort of, I'm thinking that it's almost the same. It's just the temperatures are opposite. You can't go outside, you can't really do anything. It's too cold, and here it's too hot. You can't really do anything. So for me, it's almost like, you know, it's here we are in hellish temperatures, and there you are just in really cold temperatures, and it's almost like the same type of situation. You can't really go outside. However, you can dress warmly and go outside. You know, you can still go for walks if it's not a blizzard or something. I don't know, I've never been in weather like that, so correct me if I'm wrong, but in this warm weather, you can't even sit by a window. The heat that comes off the window is so bad that you can't touch the windows. Our first house that we lived in here in Dubai, the front door faced the sun the whole day. So by the late afternoon, little, like, you know, when you look at a road and this heat comes off the road, and it's these heat waves that come off the road. That's what our front door looked like. It was, if you looked at the side of the door, you'd see these little heat waves, like distortion coming off the door. And we had a mitten, an oven mitt there to open the door. Can you believe it? So that is what that is, you know, if that gives you an idea how hot Dubai gets, you know, let that be the, you know, we couldn't open our front door. We needed an oven mitt to open the front door. Oh man, at least we now live in a house where there's like a little covering, like a little veranda type thing over the front door. But yes, it was insane that house was, I mean, the whole house, the front of the house faced the sun the whole day. That house was insanely hot. But so yes, so we are stuck in this house the whole summer long for 8 or 9 weeks. We are stuck in the house. But yes, it is life, hey? Where your husband works, you have to, you know, I'm not complaining. We love living in Dubai. It has opened so many doors for us. I mean, my kids have friends from all over the world. Let's put that one there. My kids have friends from all over the world, and I've got friends from all over the world, you know. It has completely changed our lives, Dubai. And I will forever be grateful, oops, to Dubai. So I'm thinking, should I pop these photos? Because in this layout, I popped the photos up on foam squares. I think I should pop these photos up on foam squares as well. I think I'm going to do that as well. Yes. So let me quickly do that and then I'll get right back to you after. Okay, so I've stuck everything down now. Everything's nice and glued. I'm going to try and put both of these pages in the screen. I don't think you guys will see all of both of them. Well, that's more than enough really that you can see. It's very busy, it's very bright. It's not my usual style, but you know, this is school layouts. They're supposed to be fun, they're supposed to be colorful, and I'm actually thinking of using these same alphas and putting first day of school here. Let me see if I can find all the letters. Okay, so I found all the letters. I am just going first, so I'm just going to be sticking them down. I wanted them all in one line, but obviously they are too big, so they are not going to fit all in one line. So I am going to have to make do with what I have. And I have to say that if you don't have too many scrapbook tools and you need to get something and you're wondering what is the next thing you should get, it's definitely the T-square ruler. This thing I'm using now, it is amazing. It helps so much in aligning your stuff. And it's see-through, so you can, I don't think they're that expensive in the US. Mine was quite expensive here because everything's expensive here, but it's, I think it's like $2 or $3. I'm not sure. I thought I saw something about that, but yeah, no, mine was a bit more than that. Okay, so there's the letter first, and I am going to try and get all of these lined up. Now I am having a little bit of trouble because my doodly line that I drew around the page is very wonky, so I'm going to really have to concentrate to not follow the line but to follow the space in between the word, the letter and the edge of the page. So, because my T-square ruler is not going to line up that well, because, you know, I could do it that way. That's about it. There you go. Do you guys like watching live scraps, or do you like the quick little videos, or is a live scrap something you guys like to? You know, I like it because if I'm in the scrappy mood, I'll go and look for a live scrap, or I'll go to one of the ladies that I know usually have insanely long scrapbook photos, scrapbook videos, and I'll put that on and I'll listen to her while I scrap, and it's almost like I'm not scrapping alone. Is that the same with you guys? Because I like that. Then I've got some company while I'm scrapping. I almost spelled school wrong. Imagine. Yeah, you've probably noticed, if you're a regular on my channel, I've stopped doing all sort of series and collaborations, you know, just for now. I've stopped doing it. I started feeling a bit overwhelmed and stressed with trying to get everything done on time, and you know, and then I'd get very disappointed in myself, and I would feel very disappointing if I didn't get everything, you know, done on time. And so I just decided, let's just for a couple of months not have any big assignments or anything. So this is it for this layout. I'm just going to do a doodly border around these photos and this layout. My battery's about to go flat, that's why you're probably not going to see that. But this is it. It was lovely to spend some time with you. I really liked this a lot. It gave me lots to think about, and I hope to see you soon in another live scrap. Bye.